Hey, hey, listen to me. Check this shit out.
動くな！武器を捨てておとなしく投降しろ！ガ
ッツ、ここは一旦。
Do you know this man? Well, you should. For the uninitiated, this is Guts, the main character from the best manga to ever be written. Why is it the best? Easy answer, because he's in it. The memorial edition of the adaption movies is currently airing its English dub, which is why I'm going to tell you about one of the greatest, most epic, stellar, oh my god moments in manga, anime, movie history. The 100-man bout is not something you should be unaware of. Allow me to spin you a story, dear viewer. You see, Guts is a mercenary, and he's doing mercenary stuff when one of his mercenary pals, who happens to be quite the foxy little lady, who hates Guts so much, she'd rather he was dead, but that'll come later. Foxy little minx, otherwise known as Casca, is having her, womanly problems, so Guts has to show up and beat the piss out of some fat guy.
そう思いっきりぶん回したい気分なんだ。よくぞ受けたな小僧。だがまぐれは二度続かん。
But you see that sucker over there? 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds.
We already know Guts is an absolute unit, so this doesn't surprise us. What does surprise us is Casca gets a little bit lightheaded and starts to fall off a cliff, which prompts Guts to, well, jump off the cliff with her, shielding her from the fall. So chivalrous, thank you, Guts. Falling a nearly lethal distance, Guts has to haul a full set of battle gear and Casca to safety. Mind you, it's in a raging river during a storm. That is pretty epic, but the next part is better. Guts figures out what's going on with her and thinks to himself, well, I have all these frickin' jacked muscles and all our clothes appear to be drenched and cold. So as any studly stud would, he figures, I think I can keep her warm, so they cuddle up. Do you remember how I said she freaking hates him? Well, she doesn't really appreciate waking up butt naked next to the hulking man meat that is Guts, so she clocks him. After that interesting exchange, they bond a little, then figure it's time to go find their mercenary friends. So Casca and Guts take a trek through the woods. Well, that doesn't go quite well because I shit you not, about 110 men come out of the trees and ambush him. Remember the fat guy from earlier? Well, he brought his friends this time and he is pissed. This poses a bizarre conundrum. You see, Casca is usually a total badass, but not right now. She's under the weather. So Guts essentially tells her to go try and get help while he holds off this mob of people. I mean, it's a total battalion of dudes that are just looking to gut him. Ha, I didn't even know I did that. She, of course, decides now that she's gonna try and help him out, which is just difficult in this scenario. So the fat guy decides he'll send a hail of arrows at her.
Guts!
That's right. This crazy bastard decides to use his body to shield her. Even the fat guy's like, didn't expect that one, but at least I got him.
I am the danger.
Finally, Casca runs off, prompting the battalion of men to try and split and go after her, so our daring boy decides to deliver this cold-ass line. Which brings us to the moment you've been waiting for. Guts is a tank, and tanks are typically slow and easy to overwhelm, which just so happens to be bad news for Guts, who's surrounded by all these dudes. Even so, let's not forget about this tank's weapon, a big-ass sword, which in this situation is both a blessing and a curse. He can chop up a lot of suckers, but that's one heavy-ass piece of steel. A stray arrow strikes him in his left hand. Whether it's the manga or the movies, it elicits the same general response from viewers. Fuck. Which makes the reaction Guts has all the better.
これでそのバカでかい剣も震えまい面白くなってきたじゃねえか。
What? Immediately after getting injured, Guts just starts letting him have it even harder than before. Oh, you thought you injured me. This hand didn't need it. It was mostly cosmetic. So as you do and I do if you were one of those 100 men, you start freaking out. This man ain't going down easy. So they start loosing arrows all over the place. Remember that scene from Tropic Thunder? You know, this one? So yeah, that happens, and yeah, Guts is just, he's taking arrows all over the place. Somewhere else, Casca does find her mercenary friends, and they're like, hey, so, where's Guts? And she's like, Guts? He's back there fighting a goddamn army. We have no idea how far the mercenaries are away from Guts, who is absolutely thrashing these kids, but is also taking quite the beating. He starts losing blood at seemingly a lethal rate. His vision's going blurry, he's wobbling around, he's hanging on, but no, screw it! He's still flinging his sword around. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. He doesn't seem to be having any problems, but as we can clearly see, he's starting to slow down. He's losing limb functionality. It's getting dire. It starts to seem like it's going downhill fast when Guts starts slipping in and out of consciousness while he's still on his feet. Then Guts, he has like this internal monologue to himself. He brings up a memory. It essentially tells him, hey, they don't know you, son. Guts kicks it into the final gear nobody knew existed and starts the slaughter all over again. When every moment he's on the brink of death, Guts is like, nah, I got room for one more kill. No, I got one more slash in me, baby. Anyway, the mercenaries arrive what seems like hours later. It's already morning. A field of bodies is stretched out before them and Guts is nowhere to be seen. They frantically look for him and find what appears to be his body propped against a tree. Casca, who finally understands what she was missing out on, runs up to Guts and pleads with him to be okay. His eyes are closed, he's laying on his sword, and he's like, shut up. My boy must have been done hours ago. You see, he wasn't even injured at this point. He already healed up. He was taking a nap, waiting for some suckers to come try and help him so he could be like, this was easy. I suppose we can all learn something from the 100-man bout. Number one, if someone has a name like Guts, I really wouldn't screw with them. And two, if you get really angry, which Guts is good at, you're invincible. You will not die. You just can't. This was easily one of the best moments in Berserk. And if I remember correctly after this, they kind of all just ride off into the sunset. Casca and Guts get married. The mercenaries go off do their thing. It's all just well and good. It's been like a month though. I think that's what happens at least. I've been your American Otaku. This is my co-host 02, and I'll see you next time.